Luckin's pitch was seductive. Imagine a morning cup much cheaper than offered by Starbucks Corporation, served to millions of young Chinese on the verge of switching to coffee from the national beverage of tea. Well, that all ended miserably, with Luckin collapsing after admitting to accounting fraud.
Okay, for starters, that line, imagine a morning cup cheaper than Starbucks. Okay, I'm imagining it. McDonald's. That already existed. That's not what we're talking about here. And then also that on the verge of switching. What does that even mean? I drink tea and coffee every day. They're not the same thing, and they're not like you have to choose one or the other. This isn't Mac versus PC.
But that failure hasn't stopped businesses from trying to capture the tea drinkers of China. So here come the new age shops specializing in tea-based milkshakes, often served with chewy tapioca pearls.
They're acting as if this is a new thing. Boba, or sorry, as they call it, new age chewy tapioca pearls, are the new young hip thing the kids are raving about. This has been around for, oh wait, you even mentioned it in your title, since the 1990s. This isn't new.
Nayuki Holdings Limited is still in the red, with only 3.1 billion yen, or 479 million in sales last year.
So then why isn't this article called Nayuki Holdings Limited Failed? Their pitch of serve expensive boba failed miserably.
Last year, the average order at Nayuki came to a respectable 43 yen. In other words, it's no Luckin who sold cheap coffee at about 10 yen per cup. As a result, Nayuki was profitable at the store level.
How can you say, as a result? This is a market with extreme competition and a heavy bias toward cheapness. Now, that's not to say that there aren't people who care about quality and who are willing to pay a higher price, but when you're saying that a company that is still in the red has an average order of expensive, like, that means it's profitable? Okay, so my company we've sold one in the whole year. Well, our average order is 200, and that's bigger number than 10, so my company's profitable.
Sipping bubble tea in an upscale shopping mall or hanging out at a fashionable tea shop with co-workers seems a trendy thing to do for the young generation that prefers touching fish, slang for goofing off, to working 996 hours. More slang, this time for 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week.
So they like goofing off. And that means that they like drinking tea. Is that what I'm supposed to get from this? If they only care about going to the trendy place, they'll go shop at Louis Vuitton, drink Starbucks, and eat Haagen-Dazs. Like, if the trendy thing is what you care about, they got a lot of competition to deal with. It's not just about drinking cheese bubble tea because that's the thing I heard about.
Nayuki has not been able to generate enough cash flow to sustain its own expansion.
Okay. So you're saying that your title is clickbait?
Luckin was practically unrivaled among Chinese coffee brands and was largely competing with Starbucks. Nayuki and Hey Tea have to fight it out. In the premium bubble tea house space, Hey Tea has 27.7% market share, followed by Nayuki's 18.9%. Both are well-funded, and even if one ends up the winner, the results may not be pretty. I'm so creative.
What does that even mean? The results might not be pretty? Are we going to start seeing tea pile-ups the same way we saw the bike pile-ups from all of the bike share companies? And what about Cha Bai Dao? And what about that new Gong Fu tea place? And what about the 900 other milk tea places that opened? This article should have been called, Luckin Coffee is in trouble. Milk tea is just as popular as it always was. This article has no content.
Will Gen Z prove to be loyal customers? Will they light up for the next unicorn trend that comes along? God damn, my writing is so good and poignant.
I hate this BS that Gen Z is different somehow than other generations. Will the boomers continue to be loyal customers, or will they stop going to the juice stop when Jamba Juice comes along? This article feels like it was written by some out-of-touch, clickbait-happy businessman. But it's written by someone named Shu Li Ren, which is definitely a Chinese name, and kind of feels like they were like, do we have any Chinese people who work here? Is anyone Chinese? At least just, like, do you have a Chinese name that we can put on the article? Perfect! Write an article about this. And she's like, I don't know anything about this topic. And they're like, but you're Chinese. People will believe it. Just, we need more content. Put it out. Considering the fact that Luckin is definitely alive and thriving, and their 2019 redo earnings wasn't nearly as bad as people thought it was going to be, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Bloomberg failed, but online video news is coming. Their pitch to provide morning news better than their competitors ended miserably, as their reputation collapsed as they wrote articles about stuff they knew absolutely nothing about.